Welcome back, everybody, to the Seattle Sonics MyNBA franchise here on NBA 2K22. Today, we're going to continue with some more playoff ball. We have games 3 and 4 in Oklahoma City, continuing our first-round matchup against the Thunder. They won the 8th seed in the play-in tournament for the Western Conference to obviously face off against us. And they played really well in the first 2 games, beating us in Game 1, and then we split in Game 2. It was very clear from the jump that these Thunder are not some ordinary 8th seed, and they're going to go out there and play. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's gotten off to a very strong start this series, along with Bwana Chukwumereji. So it has been a challenge for us so far to really stop those two, and of course, that has led them to hanging toe-to-toe with us. We have to figure out how to stop their big man, Bwana, who I kept saying he was 7'5" in the last episode. I was wrong. He's actually 7'6". With nearly identical stat lines in games 1 and 2, he has been a force to deal with inside, so we're going to make another change at center and have Jakob Poeltl start there. In Game 2, we had Buzz at center. In Game 1, we had Bol at center. It didn't really work out, so hopefully it does with Jakob Poeltl, because if it doesn't, then nobody's really going to be able to stop him. So let's not waste any more time. Let's hop into this game in Oklahoma City. A big opportunity for our Sonics to take advantage of this series, or we'll see if this Thunder team is legit and if those first 2 games were not a fluke. OKC, of course, wins the opening tip. Good defense on the opening possession by the Sonics. Here comes Oscar Jabasilan with a nice little move. Oscar at the basket with the contested layup. Good play for Jabasilan. We're now tied at 2. Zaire King trapped. He gets it over to Josh Giddey inside for Bwana. Look at that mismatch. He had Oscar Jabasilan guarding him. Oscar's nearly a foot smaller, so obviously Bwana will take advantage as it's now 4-2. Josh Giddey with the ball. The Australian connects inside with Miles Bridges for the slam. OKC looks pretty good within the first minute and a half of this ball game. DeJounte Murray trapped inside. Connects with the rookie, Kyril Story, who sinks for triple. Story played very well in Game 2. Was arguably Seattle's best player in that game, leading them to a win as SGA lobs it up for Miles Bridges. The Sonics defense has been underwhelming so far in this series. They've started today slow, but they do force a turnover. On the other end, Story connects with Oscar Jabasilan, who has an early 7 points for the Sonics. Oscar is somebody who shoots his threes well, even when being contested. He has a great ability to hit shots while being heavily guarded. Nice move inside by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to put OKC back up top. 14-16 your score. As here comes Kevin Porter Jr. inside for the slam. Nice play for KPJ, who has looked pretty good off the bench as a spark plug here in the playoffs for the Sonics, but he lets Gilgeous-Alexander blow right by him. SGA has been looking dominant early in this ball game as Edgel gets it in the corner. That is Kobe White off the bench who makes the play. One of the better bench scorers throughout the entire NBA this season. Puts Oklahoma City up by 4, but not for long. Talen Horton-Tucker with the slam. THT has been a little bit underwhelming in the playoffs so far. It was kind of playing well towards the end of the year. I don't know why it hasn't carried into the postseason as the Thunder make another layup down low. 22-29. The Thunder up their lead to 7. Make it 9. Kobe White with the contested lay-in. And it appears the Thunder's strong start to this series was not a fluke. These guys are good. Winding moments of the first quarter. Porter at the buzzer. No good. A pretty slow start there for the Sonics, particularly in the final few minutes. It seems like they're overly dependent on Oscar Jabasilan for offense, and, well, it hasn't really worked out. The second quarter won't start off too strong for them either as Miles Bridges dunks it home. 24-33 on the fast break. Bwana Chukwumereji hits the top of the key long 2. Bwana's not a great three-point shooter, but he does have good touch on mid-range shots. Oscar Jabasilan, another contested 3, and he still bangs it. And it's a 10-point game. Oklahoma City still up. Here comes DeJounte Murray. He makes a nice move inside, finds the open lane, and throws it down. 29-37, about 7 minutes left in the first half. Kobe White floats it up. Poor defense here by Seattle. Jakob Poeltl wasn't able to flip his hips quick enough to try to block him. As the Sonics get an and one, it's Killer Cam Reddish. Zaire King slow to get up, and it's now 32-39. Josh Giddey connects with Bwana. beats the shot clock and hits it. Jakob Poeltl had a hand in his face. Poeltl's a tall guy. He stands at around 6'11", but that's nothing for Buona, who is 7 inches taller. Another slam for DeJounte Murray. Murray has played his best ball in the playoffs in the fourth quarter, but he's starting to heat up here in quarter number 2 as he gets it in the corner for Oscar Jabasilan. Oscar with another 3. He made his first 8 threes in the postseason. Missed some, but then does that! Posterizing! Buona Chukwumereji. Holy cow! Oscar Jabasilan didn't win the dunk contest for nothing. That kid has some hops. But why not do it again? Well, he almost did, but he missed the dunk. The game is tied at 41. Seattle's gone on an impressive run the past few minutes. OKC does regain the lead, however. Nice shot for Kobe White. We're tied at 43. Wide open in the corner is Josh Giddey. And with Seattle going on that big run, the Thunder are responding. Seattle calls time, 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the half. As we go about 40 seconds later, here comes Big Buzz with the dunk. Buzz Wigginton with only 4 points so far in this matchup. He has been quiet despite not being guarded by Buona. Last game, Buona played defense on him and he struggled. As the 3 is good for Zeppelin Edgel, and the Thunder are right back up by 8 points like Seattle's little run never happened. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with a nice move. Step back, 3. Puts the Thunder up by double digits with 2 minutes to go in the half. OKC is now on a roll. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has the open lane. What a play! Cocks it back and throws it down. The Thunder lead by 13 points, and Seattle has to get on a roll before the end of the half, and I suppose that'll help. Another 3 for Oscar Jabasilan, who is really the only guy who showed up for Seattle today. He has 18 points and has been dominant. As he finds a wide open man, it's Kevin Porter Jr. who sinks the triple. And if Seattle can start hitting their long-distance shots, particularly everybody other than Oscar, they could make this a game. Kyril Story makes the 3, 54-63. Final moments of the half. Here comes Kevin Porter Jr. inside. Pump fake over to Chance Dumas at the buzzer. No good. So it was a 9-point game after the first quarter, and it remains a 9-point game after the second, even though Seattle at one point had it tied in quarter number 2. Oscar Jabasilan with 18 points, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 21. The two of them are just dueling right now, and boy, has it been a treat to watch. Nice fadeaway to open up the third quarter. Buzz Wigginton made that shot with his offhand. He's a righty, but he hit that with his left hand. Oscar Jabasilan down, what a slam! The Sonics are quickly making some noise here in the third quarter. Shot clock winding down. Spin move and 1 for Buzz Wigginton. Buzz only had 4 points in the first half, and already within about a few minutes in the second, he's added 5 to his total. 61-65, Gilgeous-Alexander with a nice little hop step inside. DeJounte Murray is one of the best defending on-ball guards in the league, but today he has been torched by SGA. Buzz Wigginton hits the 3 in the corner. Seattle's offenses came to play here in the second half. They are really looking good, but the problem is OKC's is hung right in there. A nice corner 3 for Kobe White will put them up by 2 scores. 66-70, about 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Another slam for Kobe White. The Sonics call a timeout, down by 6, trying to recuperate. DeJounte Murray inside. Murray, pump fake, finds Buzz, open at the top of the key. Buzz Wigginton now with 13 points here in the first 4.5 minutes of the third quarter. He's been very impressive, but it's still a 5-point game. Murray in the corner for Kevin Porter Jr. Seattle is really starting to shoot the 3 ball well. That has put them back into this game. Kobe White and 1. The Thunder needed to get some momentum. They answer right back. When Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's been out of the game, and hell, even when he's been in the game, Kobe White has been a huge piece for them scoring the ball tonight. Good dunk for Porter, as it's now 76-81. 3:40 left to go in the third. Murray inside finds Buzz, who's open, fools the defender on the pump fake, makes the layup, and Buzz Wigginton is red hot now with 15 points in quarter number 3. Reddish gets it over to Kevin Porter Jr. Porter blocked by the rookie out of Alabama, Bryson Davis. On the other end, 3 ball for Kobe White. Seattle could have made it a 1-point game on that play, and with a matter of seconds, they were down by 6. Now it's a 4-point game, 15 seconds left in the quarter. Cam Reddish makes the slam, 86-88. Kobe White beats the buzzer. That'll make it a 4-point game. But all things considered, it was a good quarter by Seattle. They outscored Oklahoma City by 5 points. If they outscore OKC by 5 again in the fourth quarter, that would mean they'd win the game. So hopefully they can keep things rolling. Kobe White opens up the fourth with a nice pull-up shot as him and Gilgeous-Alexander continue to just completely dominate this Seattle defense. Gilgeous-Alexander actually misses for once, but Buana is right there for the rebound of the putback, and now it's again back to an 8-point game. Zaire King in the corner, heavily contested, still makes it. The Thunder are red hot. They've scored 11 in a row, 9 of which have come in the fourth quarter, and Seattle is quickly losing any sort of hope. Gilgeous-Alexander with a nice slam. It's 88-101. Seattle with only 2 points within the first 3.5 minutes of the fourth. They do get a 3 here from Kyril Story, but are still down by double digits. 91-101. Gilgeous-Alexander with the screen from Kobe White, who drives inside and gets the dunk. Seattle double-teamed SGA, leaving White wide open in the paint. 103-91. Gilgeous-Alexander drives in with no issue. Him and Kobe White have just looked next level. I mean, this is some prime Splash Bros type of scoring from the two of them. Another 3 there, fittingly, from Kobe White. This game appears to be over, barring a miracle. Seattle really needs to start their comeback now if they want any chance. And there you go, it's something. Oscar J. Basilian, after scoring 18 points in the first half, is finally on the board here in the second half. Miles Bridges in the corner, could have taken the 3, instead goes inside for Gilgeous-Alexander, who floats up the layup, and it's a 14-point game with 3 minutes to go. Buana-Chukwu Nuregi now on the drive. He would actually miss it. Gilgeous-Alexander rebound no good. Buana's back. Third time's the charm for the putback slam, and that feels like the dagger. A dominant Game 3 victory for the Oklahoma City Thunder at home. They beat Seattle 123-100. And although this game was close really for 3.5 quarters until the Thunder pulled away, it never really felt like we had control of this game at any point. We never led in this game at all. And this was a bad loss for us. We really have to recuperate going into Game 4. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 38 points on good efficiency. Kobe White scored 36 on even better efficiency. So the two of them combined for 74 points. Buana was 16 and 15. Edgel and Giddey also in the double figures. For us, Buzz Wigginton was great in the second half. Oscar J. Basilian was great in the first half. But we can't rely on one guy, or I guess in this case, 2 guys, to really carry the load. So going into Game 4, it's a must-win. If we don't win this game, we'll be down 3-1, and we will be in big trouble. So we have no choice but to get back on the win column here in game number 4. Before the game, we find out that Kevin Porter Jr. has sprained his right knee and will be out 1 to 2 weeks. I'm a little bit confused because this injury did not happen in game 3. So I don't know if it happened in practice or if he was doing something off the court that he shouldn't have been. But arguably our best bench scorer is now out of the rotation for the rest of this playoff series, which is a big deal. So we're going to need our other wings like Cam Reddish and Talen Horton-Tucker to step up. Dikembe Mukuamu should also see an increase in minutes as well, as Buana wins the tip-off, obviously, and we are underway. Slow start for both offenses in the opening minute, but Buzz Wigginton opens up the scoring with a two-handed powerful slam. Of course, as I said earlier, this is probably the most important game of the season for the Sonics. They have to win it. They cannot go down 3-1. Nice shot for Zeppelin Edgel, but the Sonics are the ones with the early lead, 6-3. Yes, Seattle is winning, something that they did not do at all in Game 3. DeJounte Murray makes the layup. It's now 8-3. So far, so good for the Seattle defense. They've allowed 1 basket in the first 3 minutes as Gilgeous-Alexander drops Jakob Poeltl to the floor to make the short shot down low. Now 8-5. Zeppelin Edgel, the rookie out of Oregon, with the dunk. Edgel with 5 quick points for OKC. He's the only guy who's looked good for their offense so far as it's stripped away by Buana, stealing it from Kyril Story. Giddey is blocked, but Gilgeous-Alexander gets it back for the layup. OKC's on an 8-0 run. Now on an 8-2 run as it's another turnover for the Sonics offense, who has gone ice cold the past couple of minutes. Miles Bridges makes the line 2 at the top of the key. And although OKC's offense has started off slow, the Sonics has started off very slow as well. Oscar J. Basilian loves those ISO threes. Josh Giddey really just needs to play super tight on-ball defense because that's his only way to cover him. Oscar with a stylish slam to put Seattle up top. Oscar J. Basilin continues to be very impressive in the postseason. He's scored at least 20 points in all 3 games, and again has been the Sonics' best player in this playoff series. Nice move by Kobe White, coming off his 36-point game off the bench in Game 3. Oscar with a nasty pump fake, gets the reverse layup. Sonics are back on top. Both offenses are still ice cold, by the way. It's only 21-19 with a minute to go in the first quarter. OKC up top, trying to make it a 2-score game. Kobe White makes the 3. White does not appear to have slowed down after that great Game 3 performance. Talen Horton-Tucker slow up the court. He gets it to Oscar in the corner, who sinks it. Oscar J. Basilin has 14, yes, 14 of Seattle's 24 points as Reddish misses a contested layup. Nice defense by Zaire King, and that'll do it for the first quarter. We are knotted up at 24 points. Oscar J. Basilin has been the star of the show, but now that he is out of the game for the Sonics, somebody's going to have to step up on offense. Hopefully it can be Buzz Wigginton, who really struggled in the first half of Game 3, but played really well in the second half. The problem is, nobody else played well in the second half for the Sonics. Buana, guarded by Cam Reddish. Not a whole lot Reddish can do. Buana's about 10 inches taller. 28-30, OKC up top. Buana sets the screen for Gilgeous-Alexander. Good defense by Buzz. No good, but there's Buana for the offensive rebound and putback. It feels like over half of Buana's rebounds in this playoff series are on offense. Buana, again, he has Talen Horton-Tucker kind of in his face. Horton-Tucker played good defense, but he's a foot shorter, and Buana capitalizes. 32-36, OKC up top. Kobe White with the slam. He continues to be a nuisance for the Sonics defense off the bench as it's 34-38. Miles Bridges, guarded by Reddish, posting and toasting for the basket to put the Thunder back up by 6. 36-40, intercepted. Buzz Wigginton with great defense on the other end. Kyril Story with the drive, kind of just heaves up some junk. That was a pretty bad offensive possession for the Sonics, but it went in, so it did the job. Buzz has it stripped away by Kobe White, picked up by Gilgeous-Alexander. The Sonics could have tied there. Instead, Zeppelin Edgel has a wide-open 3 to put the Thunder up by 5. The turnovers have been pretty costly for the Sonics here in the first half as DeJounte Murray gets it to Oscar J. Basilin in the corner. Oscar has just checked back into the game, and he has picked up right where he left off, now with 17 points. 45-45, Oscar again with another one. He had 18 points in the first half of Game 3, now has 20 today. He has just been so good for this team. Seattle up by 1, off the steal by Josh Giddey in the corner for P.J. Washington. He makes the 3, and it's a 2-point lead. Oscar hits a contested mid-range shot to end the first half. 24 points for Oscar. He has completely carried this Seattle Sonics offense. If not for him, this game would be a blowout. I mean, this team has been totally different with and without Oscar in the game. He has been far and away the best player on the floor, but the game is still tied, and Seattle needs to take advantage of the performance that he is currently having. Hello, welcome to the second half. Oscar J. Basilin just did a reverse poster on Miles Bridges. Can we see this replay again? Holy cow, that does go for an and one, unsurprisingly. Oscar now has 27 points, so pretty much half of Seattle's scoring has been by him. 55-52, Gilgeous-Alexander immediately answers. SGA had a kind of quiet first half of only 8 points, now at 10, leading the way for the Thunder. They haven't had an elite offensive performance like they did in Game 3. Oscar hits the top of the key 3. He now has 30, and we are 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes into the second half. Here's another one. J. Basilin sinks another triple. This guy cannot miss right now. 61-60. Oscar J. Basilin trying to create some room. Lets it fly. Bang! He sinks another one. 36 points for Oscar, and the Seattle Sonics lead this game by 4 points. We are witnessing history and dominance right now by Oscar J. Basilin as Gilgeous-Alexander chucks up a prayer and it goes in. I don't really know why he shot it, but it still went in. Following possession, Oscar with the dunk. This guy is on fire. He has scored Seattle's first 14 points here in the second half and is not showing any signs of slowing down. Wow, what a block on the other end by Cam Reddish. Josh Giddey had a chance to dunk it and give the Thunder the lead, but he is unsuccessful as Oscar J. Basilin gets the steal. On the other end, Oscar open for 3, connects. The Sonics are 8 for 21 as a team from 3 today. Oscar individually is 8 for 11. He has made all 8 of their 3-pointers. and has just been unreal as he makes another dunk. He has scored the Sonics' first 21 points in the second half, yet the game is still tied. Jay Basilian gets it to Cam Reddish. That is the first points of the second half by somebody other than Oscar, and the first three-pointer of the entire game for Seattle by somebody other than Oscar. 76-75 in the corner. A three ball is good for Oklahoma City by P.J. Washington. It's remarkable that Oscar J. Basilian's had such a historic performance here in the third quarter, and Seattle can't maintain the lead. It's tied, and now the Thunder are on top. Zaire King gets off the screen to hit the triple, 80-83. Oscar J. Basilian has just checked out of the game. He is completely gassed as DeJounte Murray misses the three at the buzzer. So the Sonics are down by 3, which normally it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I feel like they wasted an unbelievably dominant quarter by Oscar J. Basilian. He scored 21 points in that third quarter and is going to need to check right back in soon as Buana hits the fadeaway to put the Thunder up by 5 points. Buzz Wigginton trying to go down low on Bridges and one. A huge bucket there for Buzz Wigginton, as really anybody on this Seattle team other than Oscar needs to get going offensively because, again, it has been a one-man show through and through. Tied at 87, Gilgeous-Alexander with the slam. Again, Jakob Poeltl doesn't really have the quickness to flip his hips and get the block. 89-89, Buzz Wigginton guarded by Bridges again. Wigginton is trying to take advantage of the size mismatch, and it has definitely worked here in the fourth quarter. The Sonics definitely want to keep going down low to him. 93-93, guess who's checked back into the game? Oscar J. Basilian. He just chucked it up and it went in. Jay Basilian, after scoring 23 in the third quarter, has not missed a beat. He scores in his first possession back in, and it's 97-95. Miles Bridges puts the Thunder on top with a 3. Get your popcorn now, guys, because we could be in for a historically fun ending. Oscar J. Basilian wide open again. 52 points for the Wonder Kid. Oscar J. Basilian, that has to be a team record for most points in a playoff game. Might be the most points by a Sonic in a game as is. DeJounte Murray hits a big corner 3. Seattle leads by 7, the biggest lead of the game for either team. That's how close it has been this entire time. It's a lob for Bridges. The Thunder bring it back within 5. OKC is not out of it, but Seattle has a chance here for the next minute to try to ice it. Giddey with a great pass for Buana, who misses. Rebounded by Giddey, gets the putback. If Buana's not going to get the rebound, you got to hope one of the defensive players comes down with it. You can't make that mistake. Now the Sonics are turning it over. Zeppelin Edgel, the rookie, hits the 3 to tie it. Seattle is losing control quickly. OKC is on a 7-0 run. Oscar blocked at the rim by Buana. Buzz gets it back to Poeltl, to DeJounte Murray. He sinks it from deep. The Sonics are up by 3. Clutch shot for DeJounte Murray. And now the Thunder look to answer back. Gilgeous-Alexander, heavily contested, has Jakob Poeltl on his face, and it doesn't matter as he sinks the mid-ranger. 110-109. Another block on Oscar. Alves Buana, Chukwumereji again. On the other end, Abdul for the lead. No good. Big defense by the Sonics. That was Cam Reddish who put a hand in his face. And now Seattle's going to look to choose some clock. A basket on this possession would be huge, and it's Oscar double team. Finds an open man. It's Buzz Wigginton. He makes it with 19.4 seconds. And now the Oklahoma City Thunder are in a dilemma. They could hold on to the ball, go for the 3 at the end to tie it and send it to overtime. They could also go for a quick 2 and foul again. The Sonics were in this exact same situation in Game 1. They held the ball until the end. Cam Reddish missed a game-tying 3. So we'll see if the Thunder learn from that or if they just want to go for the tie. The inbound goes to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, guarded by DeJounte Murray. He's going to hold it. Gets a screen from Buana. Gilgeous-Alexander inside. Shot is no good. Great defense by Jakob Poeltl, who is quickly fouled. The Sonics call timeout, and Jakob Poeltl will go to the line for 2. Maybe not the guy you want shooting the 3 throws in this situation, but he's not a liability from the line as he makes the first one. That is huge. The Seattle Sonics now lead this game by 2 possessions, 113-109. The second one is no good, but Buzz gets the rebound and the putback. That might have been the dagger. I don't know how Buana didn't get the rebound. It went right in front of him, but Buzz picked it up, makes the layup. Now Gilgeous-Alexander has to heave it up from 3. No good. And it looks like that is how this game will end. The Sonics fittingly give it to Oscar to dribble out the clock. Wow, what a game. What a finish. Seattle pulls it off 115-109. and they are going to tie this series up at 2. It has been an unbelievable start to the first round of the Western Conference playoffs, and this is just the first round. If the Thunder are doing this as an 8 seed, look out for some of the other teams who could be in our way. Oklahoma City obviously does not have the talent of an 8 seed. They have so many guys who can shoot the ball, so many quick athletes, and this has been a challenge all 4 games, but we were able to finish the job here in this one. Gilgeous-Alexander with 23-9, which is kind of the down game for him compared to the other performances he's had in this series, but he was still very good. Buana with 18. Bridges was solid 2. For us, the story was Oscar J. Basilan, who's averaging almost 32 points per game so far in the playoffs. He has been a marvel for this team, and he has been far and away the best player. Guys like Buzz Wigginton and DeJounte Murray have played up to their levels in the regular season, which is good, but not necessarily superstars. Oscar has played like a superstar in all 4 games, including today, where he scored 24 points in the first half, 23 in the third quarter. He was a little bit quieter in the fourth, but luckily the other guys were able to play well and obviously guide us to the win. So that's going to conclude today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.